Welcome. I've been thinking about the heart of the matter this week, about speaking straight from the heart, about acting straight from the heart. I'm wondering how you're doing with the invitation to consider the two walking on the road to Emmaus. Had a stranger accompany them and, with an act of hospitality, invite that stranger to come in and stay with them. It's around the table as that stranger takes bread and blesses and breaks it and gives it to them, that they recognize this is the risen Christ. We've been encouraged to think about sharing love straight from the heart. And I wanted to know how you were doing with that. That invitation, stay with us throughout the week, rather than worship being only an occasion for a few minutes together. What happens if we begin our days on a regular basis, invite the risen Christ to come in and stay with us? Not just in moments of great need or times of confusion or when our heart is breaking, but regularly, stay with me. Maybe you've noticed that when our hearts are broken wide open, that's often when God does God's best work, comes in to stay and comfort, to help us breathe deep peace, to receive an unconditional love that fills us with new hopes and new possibilities. One of the remarkable things about the early Christian community, when the writer of the book of Acts says that they had goodwill for all the people, that phrase is a reminder to us that one of the things that set them apart in the culture, the time in which they were living, was by practicing a hospitality that was uncommon. It was radical. And when Jesus is staying with us, it's a reminder of God's hospitality that invites us. It's also a prompting to say to others, come, stay with us. In these unusual days, some are finding more time than they know what to do with, and others are busier than they've ever been. Regardless of where you are, you have opportunity to speak from your heart, to open up your heart to others whose hearts may be breaking, who need a little encouragement, who need to find in your presence some gracious encouragement. So the practice of radical hospitality is to make room in your heart to hear someone else's stories, to spend more time on the phone as people retell what's going on in their life. I want to share with you two stories that happened to me on the telephone. They came from an individual who is one of our congregation members, who has her heart opened as she continues to care for people in a nursing home. And she was thanking us that we had opened our hearts through some phone calls and some cards encouraging her in her work. And as she was sharing with me, she talked about how her heart was strangely warmed on Easter morning when family friends came and brought flowers and hid colored eggs in her front yard and decorated her lawn for Easter. And then, because of the place where she works, she broke open her heart, and we stayed together in the presence of God as she told stories of the loneliness and the isolation, and even what it meant to be with someone singing songs about Jesus as that one transitioned from this life to the next. Stay with me, Lord Jesus, that we might be Easter people. I hope you're making some memories, remembering your own stories, and being a reason for someone else to give thanks for a heart strangely warmed by your love as you've done and lived straight from the heart of God. Amen.